got catfish on the cooker, coffee on the fire, kicking back on this afternoon on a Sunday in July. Life couldn't be much better if I wrote it down myself.
Hey, well, I guess you've been wondering where I've been. Well, me too. I'm sorry it's been so long since I've made one of these videos, but man, some weird stuff has been going on, and like this, you know, I showed you a bunch of pictures when we went up to Utah and visit my sister, my daughter, and actually both of my daughters met me up there, and we got to go to the water park and all this, that, and other. Well, when I came back from that, you know, I had retired, right? Everybody knew I had retired. Well, I was asked to go back to work 2 days a week, so I went back to work 2 days a week. Well, when I got back from that vacation, the supervisor that I went to work for, or the manager that I went to work for, quit. So I said, well, okay, well, I'll stand in for him until you get him replaced. Well, that was several weeks went by. I was working full-time again. Then they hired somebody, and he didn't work out. Let him go, and so I had to go back to work again full-time. So that drug on, and the original guy decided that he wanted to come back. So that's great. You don't have all this training to do and all this, that, and other. So he came back, and about the same time, the job that I retired from over in another town, which was in Mentor, Alabama, he quit. So I was asked to go over there and stand in full time until they found somebody. And so I said, yeah, I'll do that. So I went over there for a couple of months and worked that out. They finally hired somebody. Well, in the meantime, the original guy that came back to work over in Montgomery had an accident and messed his shoulder up, and he was out. So when I went back to work over there, I went back to full-time again. So actually I've been working full-time ever since that last video, and so I hadn't really had time to do anything. And but the weekends are long and got a lot of things done. I'm gonna do a kind of a recap of what was been going on since then. It's, you know, all different kind of things, and I'll try to narrate some of that stuff as well. I am, up until this week, was working full time. This is my first week that I only had to work 2 days a week. Today is I work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I love that, working 2 days a week. I have to drive an hour and a half to get to work every day, those 2 days, but hey, it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. But anyway, I'm back at work, and I'll catch you after all this stuff, narration or whatever, later. Well, the first thing that happened was my boss was good enough to take me fishing, and that's what it looked like in the afternoon right before we pulled the boat out of the water. Yeah, we caught a few. And then the next day, this is the ominous clouds that we had a bad storm the very next day, and lost power, and so about the only thing that we could do is get out the old flashlight and start writing some music. So I was able to record one since you guys, since I put one of the things about living out in the country is rolling somebody's yard. Did you see the little boy out there picking it up? There's another one. I miss it. That little fudge. Look at that little fudge. Yeah. Look at that little fudge. You're a good dog. You're a good dog. Yeah. That's my new wheels on my truck. Ain't got them on there yet. It looks like I got 4 wheels per tire there. That's super cool. Well, after this, my wife had a good idea to get up there and get me up there and get the pine straw off the top of the house. So I set up my my ladder, and guess what happened? Yeah, that's right. Ladder flew out. I fell about 10 feet off the roof, ended up in the emergency room with scrapes and bumps, and broke a rib, and they thought I had broken my wrist on my left hand. But anyway, it put me out of the guitar playing business and recording business for a while. So anyway, that was not a fun trip whatsoever. And the bad thing about it is, about a week later, the old roof looked the same again. So it didn't really do any good. But anyway, after that, we went to a family reunion. That's where we all go out and have dinner on the ground. And this was the Hams. They spell it with 1 M. And that was good seeing some folks of mine. This is a problem I've got with my ABS system, and I've been dealing with that, and I'm still dealing with that. Can't seem to find anybody that knows what they're doing about fixing this. I've taken it to several places. This is my 3rd ABS system on there, and none of them have worked. So this is when we went down to Mobile, and my daughter's company set them all up to go to the Mobile Fairgrounds, and they fed them, and we had a really good time. Huge fair. These are my grandkids that are riding these things, and that's somebody keeps me on my phone there. Of course, they have all kind of stuff like these. This is Bart the Mule. Of course, my grandkids don't know, because they've never been around large animals, that you don't touch them in the rear. So old Mark didn't enjoy that, and there they are. I think if that fence had not been there, they probably got kicked. And this is a 86-inch in my son-in-law's. This is how you eat dinner now with your grandkids, with your phones in the hand. And this is where you're back in Selma, and this is when the kids had their little music program, and they picked up their shoe boxes, and we picked up quite a few, so we were real proud of that. And then I got home, and my puppy, he wanted to be in my lap. And this is another problem I had over at my mother's house. They set the cutoff valve so I couldn't cut her water off to fix a leak, and so you know how that is. That always happens. And then, of course, the Alabama-Auburn game. So this is how I'm watching the Alabama-Auburn game. Yeah, right. So right now Alabama's ahead, but Auburn's knocking on the door. What I tell you?
Comes up, one of the best tacklers we have in this conference. And the
wait a minute, you gotta watch this helmet, man. You gotta watch this helmet.
Wildcat, boom,
bam. That was cool. Well, this was one day after coming home from work, and there was a U-Haul that ran off the road. I hope they had insurance, because it looked like they really messed that U-Haul up. I don't know how in the world something like that would happen. Apparently, they were passing somebody and they ran off the road. This is my grandkid's birthday party, Amira, and they had a really fun time. They made them cupcakes, and they can put anything they want on them and that kind of stuff. They had real fun. And you know how grandpas just love to go to these things. Especially to watch open presents.
I'm like, that's Tristan.
But anyway. Well, and that's about it. One other thing that happened that didn't make that. was my phone that I record with. In fact, I'm recording with it now. After I got out of church from down there, I went to get my glasses out of my pocket, and when I pulled my glasses out of my pocket, my very expensive phone hit the ground and busted the glass on it. So that was I took it down to Verizon, and of course, oh yes, we can't fix that phone because it's just too new. And but good news is you've got insurance. I'm going, all right, that's fine. But you know, of course, you got to pay $250 for the insurance that will replace it and continue paying your payments. So anyway, I haven't done that yet, and I'm recording still with the other phone. But anyway, that's been a part of what's been going on since I left you last. I've been picking around on this Schecter guitar, which I really like, and I may go into detail with it on another video about this thing, because it's got a piezo pickup in the back here that makes it sound like a electric guitar. I mean, acoustic guitar. That hand over there, I hope I mentioned it in the video that they thought it was broke. And so I'm still having a hard time doing any finger picking and stuff like I used to. I mean, it really knocked me out of the guitar business for quite a while when I fell off the roof. But anyway, it's starting to get a little bit better. But anyway, I like this old guitar. I think it's a C1 Schecter. Nice thing. But anyway, all right, that's it for now, and I'll talk to you later. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to start doing some more videos, and give me the old thumb up if you will. A guy would really like that. And what do I usually say? You be sweet now, you hear?
Life couldn't be much better if I wrote it down myself, 'cause I ain't got no worries, left. Just looking for the good times and leave the bad behind. I ain't got no money, just give me that lucky dime.